Good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is the news on My Media Prime Television, brought to you live from Douala, Cameroon. At the anchor is Macdella, Eyong. We begin today's edition of the newscast in the country's capital city, where Cameroon's ruling party CPDM has won all 70 senatorial seats following results proclaimed today by the Constitutional Council. As we hear more from our reporter Bo Elvis.
Cameroon's Constitutional Council proclaimed the results of the March 12 senatorial elections in accordance with the law. The CPDM won all the 70 seats. Before announcing the results, the president of the Constitutional Council, Clemana Tangana, recalled that the law gives the possibility for a councillor to designate someone to vote on their behalf. However, at least 210 councillors failed to use this legal backing.
Pourtant, les alinéas 2 et 3 de cet article disposent ce qui suit. Article 27.
According to Article 27.2, members of the Electoral College who are unable to vote can designate others to vote on their behalf. No member is allowed to give a mandate for anyone to vote for him or her more than once.
À un autre membre. Aucun membre du collège électoral ne peut être porteur de plus d'une procuration.
The Constitutional Council has appreciated the conduct of the election as well as the role of stakeholders.
Aucune violation de la loi n'a été relevée à l'encontre ni de l'organisateur de l'élection ni de l'administration.
No violation of the law was noticed either from the organizers, the administration, ELECAM, or political parties who took part in the election. I use this opportunity to thank the Electoral Board, the administrative authorities, the National Vote Counting Commission, political parties involved, lawyers, and all support staff for their contribution.
Aux partis politiques qui ont pris part au scrutin, aux avocats, huissiers de justice et autres personnels d'appui.
All eyes are now focused on President Paul Biya to appoint 30 other senators as stipulated by Cameroon's constitution and electoral code. The opposition can only have a single senator if President Paul Biya uses his magnanimity to give a sense of balance to the upper house.
Over in the Southwest region, the chairman of the steering committee of the Presidential Plan for Reconstruction and Development of the Northwest and Southwest region has expressed satisfaction with the rehabilitation work done in the Southwest region. This was during a visit to some project sites in the region. Emanuela C. reports from that part of the country.
I also wish to commend the efforts.
Starting with a brief summary of the rehabilitation projects in the Southwest region, which brought together beneficiaries, members of the steering committee of the Presidential Plan for Reconstruction and Development, and the authorities of the Southwest region. The beneficiaries applauded the government of Cameroon for slowly bringing back development to their various communities. The principal of St. Joseph College, Sase, benefited from the project with a dormitory, a fence and a water tank. He says the project is a great relief to his institution and is thankful for the support from the head of state.
And we benefited 3 projects. The first is St. Martin's dormitory, which caught fire some 2 years ago, and everything was destroyed in the dormitory. Students lost their mattresses, other property, and the whole dormitory was destroyed. Now, within this framework of this presidential plan, the UNDP came and carried out reconstruction of this dormitory. And as you have seen for yourself, it is already being used. The boys are happy being lodged there. Then the second project is the fence project, which you can see from here. That fence project was also carried out simultaneously with this dormitory. And then the last project is the water tank.
Going through some other areas like health structures and educational facilities, the chairman of the steering committee says he is satisfied with what he has seen so far, given that at the beginning of this project, many were cold feet.
I'm very satisfied with the mission that the Prime Minister instructed me to do, go around and inspect and report I think I've done my own part of the job, which at the inception was not that easy for even the benefiting factors to accept, but we had some who did not see the foresight of this project.
The president of the steering committee, director of cabinet at the Prime Minister's office, urged the population of the Southwest region to protect and use these facilities with care, noting that more is on the way.
Away from the Southwest region, the governor of the Northwest region, Adolphe Lafrique, who is in the divisional headquarters in Cambe for a working visit, have urged other divisions to emulate the example of Ndonga Mantung, who is considered to be outstanding in terms of patriotism. Charles Keba reports from Bamenda.
The governor of the Northwest region, Adolphe Lafrique, who is in the divisional headquarters of Nkambe for a working visit, visited many projects, the Nkambe Multipurpose Hall and water supply projects carried out by Nkambe Council under the presidential plan for reconstruction.
Then we pump by solar and distribute by gravity. So first, by having this water system, we're able to meet up with the water needs, to reduce the cholera impact, to reduce other diseases that are linked to water. That means generally one waterborne disease. Don't forget that this also came within the COVID context. So I want to say that, as they say, water is life. You can see that through the PPR, we have been able to bring life to this community.
Governor Adolphe Lafrique, who visited government practicing nursery school in Cambe to appreciate their efforts to pursue mainstream education, handed a flag to them as a sign of their attachment to unity and peace.
School children in Domantu are sending a strong message to their peers in the Northwest region, all of other divisions. That they are going to school, dressed in your uniform, going to become good citizens of this country tomorrow, and take the lead.
Other infrastructures the governor visited was the Nkambe Regional Hospital Annex realized, which will be of help to people coming from neighboring countries like Nigeria and other border divisions. The governor, accompanied by the population of Donga and Mantung division, who turned out en masse with various dance groups to rejoice the coming of the Nkambe Regional Hospital Annex, promise will table government their expectation, allow Donga Mantung division enjoy the upgrading of the district hospital to a regional hospital annex.
Coming not only from Nolinga, from the border countries, from the other neighboring divisions. Therefore, I'm going to table to the government their expectation for those projects that are going soon to be realized here to allow Nolinga to really enjoy the upgrading to a regional hospital.
Governor Adolphe Lafrique encouraged the people of Donga and Mantung division to continue to remain law-abiding, invite other divisions in the region to emulate the example of Donga and Mantung division, which he described as outstanding in the area of patriotism.
Muslims all over the world have officially begun their fasting in the month of Ramadan today, March 23. Shilian Dambi tells us more.
Muslims in Cameroon, Africa and the rest of the world have commenced their 30-day fasting in the month of Ramadan today, Thursday, March 23, 2023. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and is considered one of the most sacred months in Islam. The objective of fasting is to respect divine injunction. So to speak is Allah, the Creator and Supreme Being who has obliged us to fast. I am talking about adults. We are fasting with the hope to obtain His favor. It is said that the angel Gabriel appeared to Prophet Muhammad and revealed to him the Quran, the Islamic holy book, and that revelation, Layat al-Qadr, or the night of power, is believed to have occurred during Ramadan. At the level of the Bonamusadi Central Mosque, where we are observing 5 prayers a day, first is at 5 a.m., second at 1 p.m., third at 4 p.m., and the one bird last prayer we do before 6 p.m. that we break fast, and the last prayer Shai is done at 9:50. Normally it is supposed to be at 8:50, but it was moved to 9:50 because it is the month of Ramadan.
La troisième peut-être 16 heures, pardon.
In this time of fasting, Muslims all over the world abstain from eating, drinking, and other physical needs during daylight hours so as to attain taqwa, which means Allah's consciousness or fear of Allah.
To the southwest region, some travelers along Mabunji Road in Kumba Meme division of the southwest region of Cameroon were involved in an accident following the fall of their vehicle into a valley, leaving at least 2 dead and several others injured. Bokengon Kemia Worthy has more details.
The cry of one who lost a mother yesterday due to the accident that occurred at Mabunji along the Moyoka and Kumba stretch of road.
Where my son? Yes. Yeah, nobody, don't take that. Don't take that. Don't go. Calm down. It's fine. You should go down. Don't down. I put him down in the Kumba. Live. You have him now in Kumba. Yes. Mabunji. Motor don't fall. Costa don't fall inside hole. Well, how will do all this money? These are the victims in the valley.
According to report, a 30-seater bus overturned while getting to Kumba around Mabunji and fell in the valley. The victims, being persons of all ages, including nursing mothers and babies, were rushed to Kumba General Hospital for treatment and checkup, while some died upon arrival.
One man is on the inside. These are the victims.
Worthy of note is the fact that accidents since the start of this year has been on the rise, especially along the Yaoundé-Douala Road, Limbe-Mutengene Road, Bambri-Bambalang Road, and now the Moyoka and Kumba Road, most of which is borne by poor roads, poor driving, and over-speeding.
The problem of flooding and other natural disasters will soon be a thing of the past in Cameroon's far north region, as plans are on the way to set up an alert system to fight natural disasters. This was the outcome of a restitution workshop between civil society actors and the Red Cross in the town of Marua. Quintofon with details.
The far north region of Cameroon has been drenched by heavy rains, which has resulted to floods and mass destruction of property. To curb this situation in that part of the country, which has worsened over time, some civil society organizations, plus the Cameroon Red Cross, came together in the town of Marua to brainstorm on possible ways to reduce risk linked to these disasters. The head of the Cameroon Red Cross, Aminu Samaya, expatiates on the objective of the workshop.
L'objectif de cet atelier, c'est de partager.
The objective of this workshop is to share early warning system evaluation analysis results, which was under study since March 2022 at the national level. Today, we have gone down to the far north region to share with actors in the field, so various communities will benefit from this early warning system.
Les communautés puissent en bénéficier du système d'alerte précoce.
The head of the Cameroon Red Cross further explained what the early warning system is all about and those to benefit from it.
Les populations vont en bénéficier parce que le système d'alerte précoce c'est quoi?
The population will benefit from it because the early warning system is a set of abilities, projections, put together in order to prepare a structure, a community, and an individual to be able to reduce the risk attached to disasters.
Et chercher à réduire les risques liés aux catastrophes.
At the end of the workshop, attended by administrative authorities, non-governmental organizations, just to name but these, participants were encouraged to go back to their various communities and merge words to actions.
Cameroon has lost one of her finest professors or university lecturers, Professor Moye Godwin, Vice Dean in charge of research and cooperation in the Faculty of Law and Political Science at the University of Bamenda. We are told he died yesterday, March 22, as Eileen Sama tells us more.
The University of Bamenda is in mourning following the passing of one of its finest lecturer and vice dean in charge of research and cooperation in the Faculty of Law and Political Science, Professor Moye Godwin Bongnui. The university professor and lecturer was a senior lecturer of public law and political science. The vice dean in charge of research and cooperation in the Faculty of Law and Political Science at UBA was author of several books used in the university milieu, notably Law in Cameroon, a French Tradition, and African Public Administration, the Effective Management of Personnel. In his highly original book, African Public Administration, the Effective Management of Personnel, the Cameroonian legal scholar explores the intersection of public administration and the state, colonization and administrative systems, public and private laws, rule of law, and cooperative administrative law. Professor Moye Godwin obtained his doctorate in political science from the University of Yaoundé in Cameroon and a PhD in policy analysis from Jackson State University, United States of America. He also served at the University of Nchang in Cameroon's West Region as a senior lecturer of public law and political science. Professor Moye Godwin, who hails from So, Bui Division of Cameroon's Northwest Region, died on Wednesday, March 22, 2023, following a brief illness. He leaves behind his family, students, the academic family, and friends to mourn him. He also leaves behind a rich academic legacy for future generations.
And in the meantime, 3 Cameroonians are said to have been among several others who died on the southwestern coast of Turkey after a boat sank on that part of the country. This was confirmed by Cameroon's ambassador to Turkey. Catherine Ikungwe has details.
Three Cameroonians, including 2 women and a man, have lost their lives in Turkey following the sinking of a boat off the southwestern coast of the country on the night of March 13, 2023. In a release signed by Cameroon's ambassador in Turkey, Victor Chachuwo, members of the Cameroonian community in Turkey and the families concerned are called upon to quickly provide any information, identity, documents, or photograph that may facilitate the ongoing search. Meantime, the remains of the 3 Cameroonians have been taken to the Ishmael Morgue, while the embassy continues its efforts to facilitate the identification of victims and provide support to families affected by this tragedy. This incident comes shortly after 2 Cameroonian nationals among 38 other migrants lost their lives in an accident in Panama, a South American country sharing borders with Brazil, while struggling to cross to America.
And in sports, futsal fans in the Northwest region have saluted the efforts of Bafut Council Mayor Ngwa Ngongo Lawrence, a football promoter who for more than 10 years have been organizing sports and leisure activities in Bafut subdivision. Charles Cable still.
Futsal competition.
After the first and second competition results in the game futsal brought to the Northwest region to discover hidden talents in football, futsal fans in the region have saluted the effort of Bafut Council Mayor Ngwakongo Lawrence, a football promoter who for more than 10 years have been organizing sports and leisure activities in the Bafut subdivision, and this time around decided to accompany Fekafut Northwest in organizing futsal competition in the region. Mayor Ngwakongo Lawrence, who promised to see hidden talents in some villages in the days ahead, will move down to various subdivisions, play futsal, encourage and bring out hidden talent in the game, compete.
In the villages, I want to think that we will also move down to the various subdivisions and create futsal competitions there so that we bring out the talents that are there to come up and compete at the regional level. And of course, why not multinational level and international level futsal in Cameroon?
Northwest Fekafut Secretary General Nditambong Evis, appreciating the mayor's effort, said futsal has been playing at the Bamenda Pakuvita and finally ended up at the Bamenda Army Camp Futsal, ending up the competition to start a new season. 25 teams have showed up to play.
So it actually for teams that want to play high pressing football, we encourage them to have these players engage in competitions like futsal. Since we are playing an amateur championship, futsal is very important to us because it really helps in player development. The players who are attackers or who are defenders have a split of a second to think, and when you take them from futsal to football, you actually see that they can better elaborate their game.
And the game futsal, like other sporting specialized competition organized by Fekafut over the years, with change and ideas, is a game of 5 players per team, play at a span of 40 minutes. A high press game with strong intensity increases a player's performance, increases their passing accuracy and durability. Players are encouraged to engage in competitions like futsal.
Cameroon will tomorrow host Namibia in Day 3 of their 2023 AFCON qualifier clash at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé. The game begins at exactly 8:30 p.m. Details for you in this report. Ahead of their Day 3 clash with the indomitable Lions of Cameroon tomorrow, the brave Warriors of Namibia entered the country today with a squad of 25 players from the initial 40 called to camp in South Africa by coach Benjamin Collin. Cameroon will host Namibia at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium at 8:30 p.m. in Match Day 3 of the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifier clash. The return leg fixture comes up 4 days later in South Africa. Cameroon will be hoping to get all 3 points at home to smoothing their journey to the tournament final in Ivory Coast next year, as they currently top Group C with 3 points after beating Burundi, courtesy of a goal from Carl Toko Ekambi sometime back, to be the only team to secure a win in the opening round of matches, as the visitors picked up only a point against Burundi still. Since then, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon boast just 1 win in 7 outings. This game against Namibia will be their first ever meeting with a side who are currently 80 places below in the latest FIFA ranking. Despite being third in Group C, 2 points away from Cameroon and level on points with Burundi, they will have as advantage the absence of key members in Rigobert Song Bahanak's squad, the likes of team captain Vincent Abubakar, Eric Maxime Choupo-Moting, Carl Thoko and 5 Collins, who are injured, to pull the surprise to result. Davis Epasi maintains his place between the sticks as first choice keeper for Rigobert Song Bahanak for what will be an 8th international appearance for the 30-year-old. Virtually almost all the players who took part in the last World Cup in Qatar are on the 24-man list, with 2 reinforcements from the local league. This brings us to the end of today's edition of the newscast, which was supervised by Lasha Kingsley, produced by Akiba Desmond. For presentation, I was Macdella Eyong. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time. Have a good night.